YouTube, what the crap's going on? Heir of Carthage here, and we got some more Immortal Empires news today for Total War Warhammer 3. Creative Assembly is starting the slow drip of information, the slow, steady drip that is going to be obviously the lead up to the launch, which we think is probably somewhere in August, if I had to take a guess. We don't know 100% probably yet. But in any case, the news that we got today was around start positions. And I wanted to cover that. Now, they didn't cover the start position of all of the new legendary lords. I say new, all of the legendary lords. They haven't detailed any new ones as per yet. So we're going to take a look at what they told us today. And let's read a little bit of what they say so that we get the context here. I'm not going to read everything here verbatim because you could do that yourself. Let's go ahead and jump in. It says, while the starting positions for most of our legendary lords will be unchanged in Immortal Empires, we've altered where 29 factions begin their journey based on a variety of factors. The key reasons for those changes, while some were made to be more lore-friendly, add racial diversity to certain regions, or to spice up your familiar battles, it's worth remembering that authenticity is key. So you won't be seeing any crazy or drastic changes, such as Karl Franz starting in the middle of Lustria Bowl, even if that would be fun to watch. Yes, so basically they looked at all the factions, they decided to move some of them around, and they're going to start giving us some information on them, and they're going to start with the Empire. So they're going to go ahead and lead us through where the Empire starts are. I'll zoom up closer on this map in just a minute and we'll discuss, but let's go ahead and read through it. Karl Franz is going to be starting in Altdorf, which is no change. Balthasar Gelt starts in Fildorf, which again, I believe is no change to where the Golden Order was before. And then Marcus Wolfhart is starting in the Creeping Jungle, which, if that's not exactly where he started before, it's very close from what I remember. So basically the same start. And then Volkmar the Grim is going to get his own faction. It says Grand Theogenes for the Church of Sigmar. He's going to be starting in Sudenburg, which is way down here in the southern realms, and that is going to be a really interesting start for him because it puts him close to Tomb Kings, puts him close to Bretonnians, puts him close to dwarves. I think there's lizards and rats and all kinds of stuff there, so it's going to be an interesting start. And there's Wood Elves not too terribly far off as well, I believe. Or no, that's the Southern World Edge Mountains. I'm trying to remember where that forest was. Is it right here? Yeah, Heart of the Jungle. So not too far from some Wood Elves as well. So Volkmar is going to get a pretty spicy start and get his own faction. So that is going to be pretty exciting. So let's go ahead and click in on this, get a closer look at the Empire starts. Again, not a huge change here, which is fine. For the most part, the Empire was in good shape in terms of where their starts were at, and most of those made sense. So I think this is a good deal right here. We've got unique factions, we've got unique starts. Empire is looking to be in good shape. Now, let's go see what else they told us here. I'm going to go ahead and switch back over to the blog. The next ones they go ahead and detail out for us are going to be the demon factions that we get in Game 3. So all of the new demon factions are going to have a unique start position, and these are going to be interesting, and they're going to have interesting side effects for the factions who are already there. Nakari is going to be starting right on the north end of Ulthuan. So Nakari not only moves with speed on the battlefield and likes to do a lot of seducing, well, there's going to be a lot of high elves nearby to seduce, as well as a few dark elves. And he's going to also be very close to the Sword of Cain, assuming that the Sword of Cain makes it back into the map, which I hope it does. So that could also be very interesting. Nakari with the Sword of Cain would be a frightening thing indeed. This is going to create some very interesting matchups early for Nakari. His speed will be useful against High Elf archers. However, there are some units for the High Elves that have some staying power, not to mention those archers, if given time to fire, will shred up a Slaneshi army pretty quick due to their lack of armor. Now, Kairos Fate Weaver is going to get his start in the southern waste in the conquered Fortress of Dawn. So this is way down here. So that's going to be an interesting start position for Kairos. A chance to start affecting change from the south end of the world up. Then we're going to have Scarbrand getting his start in the middle of the southern realms here. So he's going to be at Death Gorge. So there's going to be a lot of different factions around here. So this is close to the greenskin Dalwi brawl that's going on in the Badlands and not too far away from the Land of the Dead. as well. And then not terribly far off from, say, like Troll Country and other areas here, the Mountains of Morn. So this is going to be really interesting, where we're going to see Khorne get a start. Should be plenty of fighting there. Kugath gets the start on Dragonfang Mount. This is not what I would have expected. I don't know what I would have expected, to be honest. I don't know the lore on Kugath. But I don't know who else is going to start there, because it could have been reworked. Let's zoom it up. But I know this is where Malice was previously. I don't know if Malice is going to stay there. But an interesting start position for Kugath, which I'm assuming could give him a good opportunity to come up here and work his way over east and then start infesting Grand Cathay. So his other option would be to go west and start infesting the southern realms. And then we've got the Legion of Chaos, which is going to start up here. I'm going to go back into where I can read. The Legion of Chaos with the Demon Prince is going to start in the Forest of Decay on the very far north end of the map. So that start, I don't know how I feel about this one. This one's going to be one of the probably the lamer starts, really. It's going to really focus on taming Norska first, and you've really got a long ways to travel before you get into some Dark Elves over here, or some non-Chaos factions. So I don't know if I really love this Legion of Chaos start. It may be more fun, but I don't know. That's the only one I'm a little skeptical of, but who knows? We'll see how it plays out. Now, it goes on to tell us that that's all they're going to give us today. There's going to be more that they're going to give us soon. It says over the coming weeks. We'll have those relatively minor but exciting changes like the Empire. Others will see several factions jumping to entirely new pastures, and it gives us, a list here that we're going to be going through. And then it says up next, they're going to take a look inside Be'lakor and the other new dedicated factions coming to Immortal Empire. So that's going to be our next bit of news. And of course, they're saying that they'll see us in the battlefield in August. So this is exciting. It's good to see them reworking this. Interesting news about Volkmar. I think this is great news. Again, this bodes well for Immortal Empire. So I think this is more good news. And this is relevant information. I felt like we got a whole lot of hype train lore and other crazy stuff before the launch of the game, which ended up kind of falling flat since the game wasn't where we wanted it to be. But this is good information, information that helps us get ready for the game and understand what we're going to be playing. And it's not overly hyping, but it's relevant and exciting. So anyway, I thought this was good news. You all make sure and get down in the comments and tell me what you think. I do appreciate you dropping by to watch. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you all next time.